Imagine walking into a luxury car dealership, ready to buy the car of your dreams, only to be judged the moment you step inside. That's exactly what happened to Marcus, a self-made black millionaire, who had his eyes set on a Lamborghini. Dressed casually, Marcus was greeted with side eyes and dismissive attitudes. Instead of being treated like a valued customer, he was told to leave. His presence wasn't welcome. The reason? His skin color. But Marcus didn't let the humiliation break him. Instead, it fueled him. What happens next is nothing short of unbelievable. From rejection to sweet revenge, Marcus doesn't just return to the dealership. He comes back with a plan that leaves everyone stunned. Stay tuned to see how one moment of discrimination turned into a story of triumph and justice that no one saw coming. This is a story you won't want to miss. Marcus had always been a quiet, hard-working man. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, he knew what it felt like to be underestimated. But through determination and a sharp mind for business, he built a successful company from the ground up, becoming a millionaire in the process. He never flaunted his wealth. He didn't need to. For Marcus, it was about enjoying the fruits of his labor, like buying the Lamborghini he dreamed of since he was a kid. But the moment he walked into the dealership, it was clear the staff didn't see him as a serious buyer. The salesperson barely looked up, brushing him off with a fake smile. Marcus felt the sting of their judgment, but remained polite, even as they made excuses about why they couldn't show him the car. Then the manager stepped in, making it painfully obvious they wanted him gone. Marcus left, but not in defeat. As Marcus drove away, his mind raced. He replayed the scene in his head, the condescending glances, the dismissive tone, the assumption that he didn't belong there. It wasn't the first time he had faced discrimination, but this time, something inside him snapped. This wasn't just about being denied a car. It was about the blatant disrespect, the assumption that his success didn't exist because of how he looked. Later that evening, Marcus did what he always did when life threw him a challenge. He turned it into an opportunity. He started digging. He looked up the dealership, researching its owner, its policies, and its history. What he found was exactly what he needed to fuel his next move. Meanwhile, at the dealership, the staff remained oblivious to what was coming. They had written Marcus off as just another window shopper. Little did they know, he was about to change everything. Over the next few weeks, Marcus quietly put his plan into motion. He reached out to his network of investors, securing the funds for what he had in mind. Every detail was calculated, every move deliberate. He didn't just want to prove a point, he wanted to send a message. At the dealership, things went on as usual. The staff continued their routines, completely unaware of Marcus's behind-the-scenes work. But word began to spread within the local business community. The dealership was up for sale. It seemed like a random business transaction to most, but to Marcus, it was personal. Finally, the day arrived. Marcus walked back into the dealership, his head held high. The same salesperson who had dismissed him was standing near the showroom floor, visibly confused to see him again. This time, Marcus wasn't there to shop. He was there to own the very space they had tried to push him out of. As Marcus stood in the dealership, the tension in the room was palpable. The salesperson hesitated, clearly unsure how to approach him this time. But before they could say a word, the dealership's manager appeared, recognizing Marcus immediately. His confident smirk from their last encounter was gone, replaced with a look of unease. "I'm here to speak with the owner," Marcus said calmly, his voice steady but firm. The manager stammered, caught off guard. "The owner's not available at the moment," he replied, trying to maintain control of the situation. Marcus smiled faintly, pulling out a folder from his briefcase. "Actually, that's what I'm here to discuss. I'm the new owner." The room fell silent, the weight of his words sinking in. But just as the staff began to grasp what was happening, Marcus dropped another bombshell. He wasn't just taking over. He had big plans for the dealership, and not everyone would like them. The manager's face turned pale as Marcus calmly handed over the paperwork confirming his ownership. The once dismissive staff now stood in stunned silence, unsure of what to do or say. Marcus looked around the showroom, his voice calm but commanding. "Things are going to change around here," he said, locking eyes with the manager. "And it starts today." Just as the staff began to absorb the shock, Marcus announced his first move: a complete overhaul of the dealership's policies and team. He made it clear that there would be no room for prejudice or disrespect in his business. The very people who had judged him now found their futures uncertain, as Marcus brought in a diverse team of professionals who shared his vision for fairness and inclusivity. But the final twist came when Marcus decided not to stop with this dealership. Instead, he revealed plans to create a chain of luxury car dealerships aimed at breaking stereotypes and rewriting the rules of customer service. His actions turned what began as a moment of humiliation into a movement of empowerment, proving that sometimes the best revenge is rewriting the story altogether. With the dealership under his leadership, Marcus transformed it into a thriving business that welcomed everyone, regardless of appearance or background. Word spread quickly, and customers from all walks of life started flocking to the revamped showroom. What once felt like an exclusive, judgmental space became a symbol of change and inclusion. Marcus's journey didn't just end with running a successful business. He used his platform to inspire others, speaking about overcoming discrimination and using success to create opportunities for others. His chain of dealerships became a model for treating customers with dignity and respect. For the staff who once dismissed him, it was a lesson they would never forget. And for Marcus, it wasn't about revenge. It was about proving that respect and perseverance could create something far greater than material success. As he watched his vision grow, Marcus smiled, knowing he'd turned a moment of rejection into a legacy of empowerment.